Infrastructure. Infrastructure. Infrastructure is the set of fundamental facilities and systems that support the sustainable functionality of households and firms, serving a country, city, or other area, including the services and facilities necessary for its economy to function. Infrastructure is composed of public and private physical structures such as roads, railways, bridges, tunnels, water supply, sewers, electrical grids, and telecommunications, including including internet connectivity and broadband access. In general, infrastructure has been defined as the physical components of interrelated systems providing commodities and services essential to enable, sustain, or enhance societal living conditions and maintain the surrounding environment. Especially in light of the massive societal transformations needed to mitigate and adapt to climate change, contemporary infrastructure conversations frequently focus on sustainable development and green infrastructure. One way by which to classify types of infrastructure is to view them as two distinct kinds: hard infrastructure and soft infrastructure. Hard infrastructure refers to the physical networks necessary for the functioning of a modern industry. This includes roads, bridges, railways, etc. Soft infrastructure refers to all the institutions that maintain the economic, health, social, environmental, and cultural standards of a country. This includes educational programs, official statistics, parks and recreational facilities, law enforcement agencies, and emergency services. Read about the linguistic origin. The word infrastructure has been used in French since 1875 and in English since 1887, originally meaning the installations that form the basis of any operation or system. Read about the classifications. Personal. A way to embody personal infrastructure is to think of it in terms of human capital. Institutional. Institutional infrastructure branches from the term economic constitution. Sustainable. Sustainable infrastructure refers to the process of design and construction that take into consideration their environmental, economic, and social impact. Material. Material infrastructure is defined as those immobile, non-circulating capital goods that essentially contribute to the production of infrastructure goods and services needed to satisfy basic physical and social requirements of economic agents. Economic. According to the Business Dictionary, economic infrastructure can be defined as internal facilities of a country that make business activity possible, such as communication, transportation, and distribution networks, financial institutions, and markets and energy supply systems. Economic infrastructure support productive activities and events. This includes roads, highways, bridges, airports, cycling infrastructure, water distribution networks, sewer systems, irrigation plants, etc. Social. Social infrastructure can be broadly defined as the construction and maintenance of the facilities that support social services. Social infrastructure are created to increase social comfort, and promote economic activity. these being schools, parks, playgrounds, structures of public safety, waste disposal plants, hospitals, sports area, etc. Core. Core assets provide essential services and have monopolistic characteristics. Investors seeking core infrastructure look for 5 different characteristics: income, low volatility of returns, diversification, inflation protection, and long-term liability matching. Core infrastructure incorporates all the main types of infrastructure, such as roads, highways, railways, public transportation, water, and gas supply. Basic. Basic infrastructure refers to main railways, roads, canals, harbors, and docks, the electromagnetic telegraph, drainage dikes, and land reclamation. Complementary. Complementary infrastructure refers to things like light railways, tramways, gas, electricity, water supply, etc. Applications in engineering and construction, civil defense and economic development, military infrastructure. Military infrastructure is the buildings and permanent installations necessary for the support of military forces, whether they are stationed in bases, being deployed, or engaged in operations, for example, barracks, headquarters, airfields, communication facilities, stores of military equipment, port installations, and maintenance stations. Communications. Communications infrastructures are the informal and formal channels of communication, political and social networks, or beliefs held by members of particular groups, as well as information technology, software development tools. Read about related concepts. Ownership and financing. Infrastructure may be owned and managed by governments or by private companies, such as sole public utility or railway companies. Generally, most roads, major airports and other ports, water distribution systems, and sewage networks are publicly owned, whereas most energy and telecommunication networks are privately owned. Read all about that. Read about infrastructure in the developing world, regional differences, sources of funding, coronavirus implications, sustainable infrastructure, sustainable energy, sustainable water, sustainable waste management, sustainable transportation, sustainable materials, green infrastructure, green roofs, tree planting, bioretention and infiltration practices, smart cities. Read also about airport infrastructure, asset management plan, green infrastructure, infrastructure as a service, infrastructure asset management, infrastructure security. Read all about infrastructure, infrastructure, infrastructure.